The secret language of life. Saint Germain was talking about this, so I'm going to have him expand on this. He said, tap into the secret world which surrounds you. The secret world of communication that has been forgotten for so long. Are you thinking of doing something and then see a green car or a red car? What does that tell you? Sharon recently was wondering, why am I seeing all these red cars today? Was there a sale on or something? No, it was because she was to stop something she was thinking of doing. You notice what you need to notice. I was listening to Badfinger singing, I guess I got what I deserved, just as I looked over at the passenger's side window to see a big plop of bird doo-doo on it. I know who sits in that seat all the time, and I did get what I deserved. I hadn't learned the lesson I was supposed to. And yes, I do feel shit on quite often by this person. Saint Germain, if it were you that was defecating on somebody, then it would have landed on your window, but it did not. It landed on the window of the person who is taking advantage of your generosity. Me, I know. I get to be the mother people didn't have when they were younger. I get to help them grow up. I'll be cutting the umbilical cord very soon and letting my baby fend for himself. I still have a lot to teach him and his family, though. But I want to teach them, not do it for them. I remember another time I was listening to the radio and I was thinking about something that happened earlier, and then the song by Boston came on called, Don't Look Back. So I stopped. Saint Germain, long ago, everything had a meaning for all. Every flower had a meaning, such as red roses do for you now. The meaning aligned with their vibration. When you buy these flowers for your garden, as Sharon did this year. She bought daisies, which are a pure white flower of happiness, because she feels happy when she sits in her patio space and looks at her flower garden. You are either expressing something by your choices, or you are receiving a message back from the spirits by what you observe or by what you choose as well. When you eat Cheerios cereal, how do you feel? Happy. When you purchase Count Dracula or Frankenstein cereals, how do they make you feel? What energy does this put forth to you? Sharon had another example, somewhat coarse, but a good example. Her neighbor was watching her load up her car one day, and she felt that bending over the car would leave herself exposed to his wandering eyes. Then she thought perhaps she was making too much of it. When she looked up, a truck with the logo, Crack Pro, drove past. She went into the house and wrapped a long t-shirt around her waist to cover her bottom. This is how you receive messages from life if you are not able to listen any other way. When you tap into this system of receiving messages, then you begin to understand the messages creation is sending you. I would expect for many this is a precursor to telepathy. What color are you attracted to? Is it red for stop, green for go, or yellow for caution? What colors do you feel like wearing today? What song appeals to you today? Is it Don't Look Back, My Best Friend's Girlfriend, or Heart of Stone? Who are you thinking about? Or are you thinking about yourself, and that perhaps you should rethink a decision you have made? Who does the person you are just meeting remind you of? Perhaps you want to date him. Do you think of Mick Jagger, or do you think of Tom Selleck? What are you trying to tell yourself? There are many messages coming to you from all over. Many of you understand that seeing bird feathers is a sign of angels around you. Perhaps you require this assurance, however there are always angels around you, as many as you need to get through a tough lifetime. Me, I have 6. LOL. Saint Germain, indeed. You have a small army. Life is more subtle, and many of you have lost the ability to pick up on subtle messages. Start recovering this ability now. Recently Sharon experienced the death of a squirrel. With a loud bang, all power was stopped in her block and the hydro company was called out to fix the problem. What does this tell Sharon? It tells her that it is good to be as flexible as a squirrel, but when you play with fire, or too much power in this case, you could lose. Sharon's mind is always on the Great Awakening, and she always advises caution to people who take on organizations much more powerful than they are. For another person, they would simply think that squirrels should be more careful. It is what you get out of it. For another person, this would be indicative of how Earth's systems do not take the well-being of animals into consideration. Sharon recently has been outside videoing craft and searching for her home star. In doing so, she received many mosquito bites. Mosquitoes are bloodsuckers. Sharon calls them mini vampires. What the vampires are telling her is that as you try to rise in frequency in order to go home, the vampires are trying to punish you for doing so. And this is correct. They are trying to stop her from doing so and have gotten in the way of her plans already. Life affirms your thoughts. Life can also refute your thoughts or show you should question them. It's all there in what you do every day. What do you see? Others would see cars in the parking lot. Sharon sees a profusion of red cars, or white cars. What do each of these colors tell you about what you are thinking or what you are about to do? One time, Sharon took a picture of many disguised extraterrestrial craft in the formation of a V. Now the letter V does not have any particular meaning in English. However, when you discuss the letter V in the Viking language of runes, it means joy, pleasure, harmony and kinship. They certainly do mean that for Sharon, who longs terribly to return to her people. Look into the old languages, the myths, and the fables. It's all there, my loves. It's all there. These meanings can be brought forward and used by you every day now to help you express your feelings, to help guide you as to what to do next, and just to simply give you assurance. Life is communication. It speaks to you always. You are never without guidance. Never. I am your Saint Germain. I remain with you always in heart and soul. Adieu.